What's up, maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are discussing NXT. It's the NXT after Takeover 30, and we had some massive news coming straight out the gate. So if you want to hear what went on in this episode, make sure you stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you click the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. So as I alluded to in the intro, there is some massive news coming out of NXT from this episode. The new NXT champion, Karrion Kross. As we know, he picked up a shoulder injury at Takeover 30, and as a result of that, Karrion Kross has relinquished the NXT title. Now, there's two main things that I want to say about this. I've seen this far too often, and I don't understand why they don't just change the course of the match within the match. So Karrion Kross knows he's picked up an injury, it's gonna mess up TV, everything. Why can't, there be some whispers to the referee, look, I can't carry this, even if I'm going to win tonight, I can't carry the title, I'm gonna be injured, I'm gonna be out. We've got to change the course of the match. The referee has a mic, he can tell the people backstage, that we're gonna have to change this, and Keith Lee in this instance retains. We saw this happen about 3 or 4 years ago at SummerSlam, where Finn Balor was crowned the first ever Universal Champion, but did the exact same injury to his shoulder during the match. And then on the next night on Raw, he relinquished it. Like, what is the point? Maybe it's the competitors that aren't being honest and saying, I'm too injured to carry this title in the future, let's change the course of the match. Maybe it's them that's doing it, but I don't see the point in following through with the match. The match can finish, yes, you still want to finish the match, but why can't the outcome change? Because winning this title just to relinquish it the next night, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and I really don't like it. And then just coming back around to Keith Lee, obviously he never had the title for that long anyway, lost it on his first defense to someone that's now won it and dropped it at the next opportunity. It's just a bit of a mess, and I would prefer if they could just change it during the match, change the outcome of the match. That makes a lot more sense to me. Having said all that, the way that he relinquished it was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Still very in character, very theatrical. We didn't get the usual William Regal or Triple H comes out to take it off them and there's like a really sad speech. He stayed in character. He made reference to coming back and this is just another obstacle and his road is full of obstacles, and the person that wins it, they will be an obstacle for him getting it back. They really done a very good job of him relinquishing this title and staying in character and keeping us all gripped. So I hope Karrion Kross makes a nice swift return. It is sad that he got injured and his first title reign got cut this short. I mean, I was making a joke the other day about Keith Lee's title reign was really short, but Karrion Kross has beaten him already. So that was a shame. But what we are going to get the new NXT champion is going to be brilliant. I cannot wait. So there were deliberations backstage which we saw a glimpse of. William Regal looks like he's back on TV, no more iPad conversations. He was talking with Triple H, Shawn Michaels and Matt Bloom, A-Train, and they were discussing how they are going to now crown the new NXT champion. William Regal then came out to the ring with the consensus, and we are going to get next Tuesday, because NXT is on Tuesday next week, we are going to get 4 of the cornerstones of NXT. Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole in a 60-minute 4-way Iron Man match, and the winner will walk out with the NXT Championship. Blew my mind. I cannot wait. This is going to be a brilliant match, I'm sure of it. For me personally, I think there is only 2 real winners here that could win the match. Tommaso Ciampa could be one of them, as he actually never lost the NXT Championship, and he is sort of in the same mold as Karrion Kross, depending if they want to kind of still go down that route. He laid a vicious attack on Jake Atlas today after their match that Tommaso Ciampa won. So that is going to be very interesting to see his mentality going into that match. But like I said, Tommaso Ciampa never actually lost the NXT Championship, so he could be a very strong contender to win it on this occasion. The other name now that would probably need this win more than anything is Finn Balor. I feel like since Finn Balor has come down to NXT, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, it is just a step down from the main roster, he has just been involved in some feuds which have been meaningful and some which kind of haven't. He's lacked a bit of direction, and putting the NXT Championship back on Finn Balor, who really put it on the map as a championship, I think it definitely will benefit him a lot. Adam Cole would be another brilliant choice. I mean, he's not one of my top 2, but he would be a brilliant choice just because of the whole Undisputed Era infrastructure around him, and they could look to do a second kind of run where they have all the gold. That might be an option. Johnny Gargano could probably be a dark horse in all of this. I still think they want to do Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae as male and female champions of NXT. So this could be a step for Johnny Gargano to get the male title. We shall see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that 60-minute Iron Man match. Balor, Gargano, Ciampa and Cole. The biggest names in NXT over the past 4, 5, 6 years. It's going to be a brilliant match, and I can't wait for it next week, Tuesday. Before I let you know the results of the rest of the matches that took place on the card, guys, if you're enjoying this review, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button, give us a like. We thoroughly appreciate it here at WrestleManiac UK, and it does loads for this channel, so hit that thumbs up button. The first of 2 championship matches on the night, we had Breezango taking on Imperium for the Tag Team Championship, and this was a really good match. I know all competitors in the ring are really good wrestlers, but the match they put on was so good, so entertaining, so captivating. And after a couple of errors by Imperium and Fandango going up top and laying a double leg drop on both Eichner and Bartel, Breezango have walked away as the new tag team champions. Now, it's a bit of a shame. Imperium's run was very good. I think it was hampered by COVID for a long period. They weren't even on TV. But Breezango, this is their first championships in WWE. The pair of them, like, it's crazy to think these guys have been on the scene for, you know, the best part of 6, 7 years maybe. First championships in WWE. Tag team championships. They didn't even have one on SmackDown when they were doing their run as the Fashion Police, which they probably really should have because they were really hot then. But it was a really good match, and seeing Breezango walk away with it, I'm not mad at it. I might get bored of them and their dancing and stuff in the next couple of weeks, but right now I'm not mad at it because the match was really good. Like I mentioned earlier, Tommaso Ciampa made his return to NXT, beating Jake Atlas in what could only be called a very vicious match. The match itself wasn't long. Tommaso Ciampa delivered a headbutt and then his DDT finisher, got the win. But after the match, boy, he battered Jake Atlas in and out of the ring. Jake Atlas even put on a gurney. He'd done a draping DDT off that. It was a very vicious beatdown. Quite unnecessary, but I guess maybe Ciampa wants his edge back and, you know, doesn't want to be this babyface kind of character anymore. So very interesting to see Ciampa return, and in the fashion that he returned. Mia Yim was apparently going to take on Mercedes Martinez from the Robert Stone brand, where Robert Stone then came out and said, obviously, she's a bit banged up. I'm not going to let you take her on. Shotsy Blackheart came out with her tank, ran over Robert Stone and got in the ring, so she took on Mia Yim instead. Quite a good match, wasn't very long, and Shotsy Blackheart got the win here. I mean, in my head now, I think I've already seen a lot of things, and I'm in agreement that Mia Yim was part of the latest people that were retribution on Raw this past week. I think she's going up, especially because her partner Keith Lee has been called up to the main roster. I think that it's curtains for Mia Yim on NXT. And I think that was compounded with this loss to Shotsy Blackheart. Not saying that Shotsy Blackheart is beneath her or anything like that, because I don't think that's the case. I'm a big Shotsy Blackheart fan, but I think that this showed that the road is more or less done for Mia Yim on NXT. We had the NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar defend against Isaiah Swerve Scott. A really high impact, fast, entertaining match. We had the rest of Legado del Fantasma come out and try and cause a distraction, but it was equalized by Breezango coming out to help their tag team partner from a couple weeks ago, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and they put away Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde so that it was left with just Santos Escobar and Swerve in the ring. At one point, Escobar rolled out the ring and put a mask on his head, and you could see he was fixing something in the center of that mask, some type of instrument that was embedded in the mask. He kind of got back up to the ropes, headbutted Swerve. Swerve was knocked out, took off the mask and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So is this mask that has some type of gear or something in the front of it gonna be his ace when the going gets tough? He defended against Swerve here. It wasn't very convincing, but the match was good. In a match where Drake Maverick was looking for some revenge from a beatdown from a couple weeks ago, he took on Kyle O'Reilly from the Undisputed Era. I think we all knew that it was gonna be one winner. Kyle O'Reilly did win with a submission move. Drake Maverick tapped out. Very interesting to see Kyle O'Reilly in singles competition. I personally want to see more of that. Just wondering why they chose him as opposed to someone like Roderick Strong. But Kyle O'Reilly got it done. And as Undisputed Era were kind of launching an attack on Drake Maverick afterwards, Killian Dane came out. He kind of cleared ring, took out Roderick Strong with a massive chair shot. Roddy went flying out the ring, which was quite humorous. And just as Drake Maverick was telling Killian Dane thank you for helping him, Killian Dane laid out Drake Maverick. So Killian Dane wants to remain friendless, I guess. I thought we were going to see a little alliance there. That's not the case, clearly. So yeah, Kyle O'Reilly got the win here, and Drake Maverick was laid lying by UE and Killian Dane. The final match on the card saw Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez take on Rhea Ripley and NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai. A really good match. I guess you can call this a bit of leftovers from what happened at TakeOver 30 when Raquel Gonzalez went on to beat up Io Shirai, and then Rhea Ripley came out, kind of made the save. For long periods, Io Shirai was in the ring on her own, trying to take on Raquel and Dakota Kai. At one point where it looked like it was time to make the tag and Rhea Ripley was waiting for that tag, Mercedes Martinez got involved and she came from backstage, pulled Rhea Ripley off the apron. Io Shirai was still isolated on her own in the ring. For the finish, we saw Rhea Ripley actually push Io Shirai out the way from one of Dakota Kai's kicks. As she made the tag and got into the ring, Raquel Gonzalez planted her with a big boot, picked up Rhea Ripley for this kind of powerbomb move slam that she does, and got the pin. So Raquel Gonzalez has actually got the pin over Rhea Ripley now. We got a taste of those two going at it. I want more. Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley looks like it's going to be a really good beefy match. Like, I want more from those two. And Rhea Ripley has still got her sights set on Io Shirai, and Rhea Ripley has probably got her sights set on Mercedes Martinez. So she's going to be a really busy girl in the next couple of weeks. She's probably got about 2 people gunning for her and she's gunning for somebody else. So really good match just to end the show. So guys, that was my NXT review. Like I said, massive news. I really enjoyed today's NXT. I remember when these NXTs after takeovers just used to be recap shows showing us dark matches and then showing us what happened at the pay-per-view. But really good show that we got. Karrion Kross is no longer NXT champion, but he made it clear he will be back for it. And next week, Super Tuesday as they're calling it, we are getting a fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match. I can't say it enough because I can't wait. Balor, Gargano, Cole, Ciampa. The winner will walk out with the NXT Championship. Guys, if you enjoyed this review, please make sure you leave a thumbs up. And if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.